Andy Villa, who I believe is Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. It's either him or it's Daniel Dowd, has now started to engage me on X. Let me clarify something, Andy. My focus, again, I've said this repeatedly, is not on going and saving little boys. That's not my focus at all. My focus is to expose your group of fucking child traffickers. That's always been my focus. On the fucking child traffickers. The one hurting the kids. But engaging me on X and bringing up that conversation that you did shows me that you're in cahoots with Thomas Schoenberger, that you're all working together. Andy Villa is key to me because Andy Villa was key to what happened with Owen. He was the one who sent me the picture of my house. He's the one that Neil Gross sent a group email to us 6 months later. You can see that email. I put the link in the description. You can go check it out. Andy Villa is key in this. Chris, the blood diamond trafficking dude in Australia, stupid enough to send me a fucking email threatening my dogs yesterday. And he only included 2 people in that email. Me and Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. So obviously, they're more than convinced that Neil Gross is going to protect them and save them. That's how all of this is working. This is the game that's being played. So Neil is well aware of what's going on. He gets the emails from them as well as I do. But this is all about child trafficking. I always thought that it was Thomas Schoenberger who was heading up this. I think that Gabe Hoffman is Thomas Schoenberger's boss. I think they used Thomas Schoenberger and that lawsuit thing to distract from Gabe Hoffman. I believe Gabe Hoffman is instrumental. And the reason why I say that is because the minute I brought his name up, they all freaked out. It escalated all of this. Now, Thomas Schoenberger's friend, Johnny Dubb, the one who's going on and on about selling military-grade weapons to my sheriff's department, now they're just poo-pooing it. Oh, you're a fool. We were lying. So were you lying when you didn't think you could get called out? Or you're lying now that I've called you out? Which lie is it? Because they're contradictory. Obviously, one of them has to be a lie. But they never thought that someone would tell me about Brad Went. Brad Went. He used to be a Harlan policeman. Then he worked for Neil at the Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff's Department. Then he became the chief of police of Adair, Iowa. He's now in jail for 60 months. For what? Selling military-grade weapons. And who is directly connected to Brad Went? Deputy Noah Schilling. The very dude who told me to stop calling 911. This whole insulting me and telling me I'm stupid and I'm delusional. I don't know what effect you think it's supposed to have. But I have so little respect for your group that I could give a shit less what you have to say about anything. But the exchange that I had with Andy Villa just this morning on X shows me that whether or not it's Doug as Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, or it's Daniel Dowd, there's a direct connection to Thomas Schoenberger, who I also this morning sent out to investigators. They're saying, oh, you committed fraud. You're committing disability fraud. The problem with this whole argument is that before he reported me, Thomas Schoenberger was sending me emails trying to extort me. If you don't take videos off of your YouTube station, I'm going to report you to Social Security for disability fraud. And I ignored it because I am not committing fraud. So I just didn't pay any attention to it. And so now he supposedly called Social Security and had them connect to Neil Gross, Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff, who has helped them hide the gas station explosion. The Earling, Iowa gas station explosion was a terrorist attack. Neil knew all about the threats that I was getting before that. Neil knows that it wasn't one explosion that leveled the place, but two, 9.5 minutes apart. The fact that he lied about it should be a red flag. There should be an issue in people's minds of why there's such a discrepancy. Because he helped them. Owen, when they came in and murdered Owen. You can go read the emails. The email exchange that I had with Neil Gross. You can go see the exchange. And that happened 6 months after Owen was dead. And it only happened because I wouldn't let it up. I wouldn't let it go. That's why it happened. The same reason now they're telling me, oh, we duped you to say that we were selling military grade weapons. We duped you. Uh-huh. So which one is it? Were you lying then? Are you lying now? Because before I called you out, you were sending me pictures of all of your weapons, and you were telling me, going on and on and on about how you were connecting to my sheriff's department and selling them military grade weapons because it was meant to be a threat. Now saying, oh, you're stupid. You believed us. We're just trolls. Now that I've called you out, doesn't quite gel. You know, there are issues going on here. The fact that you actually were involved, and Daniel Dowd, again, the whole story about Isaac Cappy has changed. Has changed. So, you know, all of this needs to be investigated. And all of their insults against me and all of their stupid shit against me, if they had something on me, they would have already exposed it a long time ago. The fact that I scooped a woman's sidewalk for $30 does not constitute fraud as far as Social Security is concerned. The fact that Thomas Schoenberger tried to extort me and get me to do things before he made that report and told me, if you do not do what I'm telling you to do, I'm going to cause issues. I'm going to call Social Security. And now they're all upset because I don't care. I'm not committing fraud. And they're not going to take a bunch of criminals. Andy Villa calling me crazy. Okay, if it's Doug, let me point out, I'm not the one who has pictures all over the internet of pulling out my dick and balls and laying them on a gravestone so that the media could take pictures of it and post it everywhere. Didn't do that. Daniel Dowd, I'm not the one who has a mugshot for sexual assault on someone under the age of 12. So really, either way, I really just don't give a fuck what they have to say. You know? Because both of them are fucking trash as far as I'm concerned. Who cares? And the fact that they call me names, I'm not giving all of you anything. I'm not giving Thomas anything. I'm not giving the Chris, the Australian blood diamond dude, anything. I'm not giving Johnny Dub shit. Why the fuck would I give any of you any of the shit that I know? It's not that I haven't shared it. I just don't share it with you. You know? And if Social Security calls Neil and he lies to them, I'm going to have his fucking ass. Because he knows the truth. He has the screenshots. Not only that, but they sent him the emails as well as me. He's well aware. The issue that they have is I'm not letting this go. And my focus is not on little boys. My focus is on the fucking child traffickers themselves. That's who I'm fucking focused on. The child traffickers. The ones who are involved with the group hurting kids. Taking them out saves all the little boys. Why would I focus on the little boys when it's them that needs the light shined on them? They just never realized I would find out about Brad Wendt. Never realized that I would find out that there was military grade weapons already. Because if you look at the court records for Brad Wendt, he was having conversations with Shelby County, Iowa Deputy Noah Schillings, telling him how to get away with selling military grade weapons, which I wouldn't really necessarily take his advice since he's fucking sitting in prison for 60 months now. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? Go ahead, take his advice. But look at how it got him. My focus is on the child traffickers, and they're doing everything they can to shut me down. And obviously, they think that Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross is going to help them. Because Chris sent me a fucking email yesterday threatening my dogs. I was going to have an overabundance of dog food, suggesting that they were going to, and I could eat it with Tara Joyce. They're all working together. They're all working together. Tara Joyce works with Thomas Schoenberger, Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth. They all are one big group. And how they play this game is controlled opposition. But now I know that Andy Villa, I took screenshots of this shit. Sent it off to the investigators and police this morning before I even did this video. You know? They're all connected. Doug, as Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, is using that Satanic Temple after-school daycare bullshit to target the kids. That's why that shit is popping up everywhere in the nation. Because they're using that to target the kids. All of this shit is easy to look at and needs to be investigated by someone other than me. I have no authority, but I'm able to point out where people need to look. You know, they'll find out. I don't have the ability to go out and make a citizen's arrest. But they're on top of me for simply calling out the shit that's going on. And again, they're in here calling me names, thinking that that's going to actually put, you know, the shit needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at. And as far as what you goes, Thomas Schoenberger, convicted felon. I'm not a convicted felon. Daniel Dowd has a mugshot and a criminal record for having inappropriate sex with someone under the age of 12. I don't have any of that. None of that. They can say whatever the fuck happened when I was 13. But even then, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as they proceeded, or else I would have had a record. You know? They wouldn't have just sent me home. And that happened at the very beginning of a 3-week stay at my sister's house, my sister Kathy. It happened the day I got there. And I was there for 3 weeks after. And Minnesota courts ordered social services into my dad's house because they knew something was going on in my house and that I was being abused. But they don't talk about that. You know? Doug Mesner, Lucian Greaves. There ain't a picture on the internet of me pulling out my dick and balls and having everybody take pictures of it while I lay my dick and balls on a gravestone. And that's the kind of person that they've deemed appropriate to be around kids. You know? Really? That's the kind of person that they have deemed appropriate to be around kids. And all the shit that I'm saying is easily looked at. It's easily checked out. You don't even have to try really all that hard. Brad went. Go look at the shit. He got arrested. He was chief of police of Adair. So the fact that the cops get involved with this is what? Because they have a little badge, they become infallible, they can walk on water? I don't think so. That's not how it works at all. And they are so convinced that Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross is going to help them, that when that idiot Chris from Australia threatened my dogs yesterday, he sent the email to both me and Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. So Neil Gross got the email as well. But then whose department are they trying to sell military grade weapons to? Oh, but I know. That was a lie. They were lying all the months that they were telling me that and sending me pictures of the guns and trying to intimidate me with all of the shit. But now that I've called it out, oh, that wasn't true. None of that was true. See how the story changes? And the problem that they have is that I fucking call them out. That's the issue that they have. They can call me crazy all they fucking want. What exactly am I saying that's crazy? What, they don't like that I'm pointing out their criminality? Not necessarily crazy, you know? And again, Thomas Schoenberger is going on and on and on about how I committed disability fraud. And he called Social Security and reported me for disability fraud. But he is a fraudster. He's the one lying. He's the one who sent me email after email. The day he made that report, I have an email from him saying, in 75 minutes, I'm calling Social Security if those videos aren't down off of YouTube. And I can show Social Security those. The police have them. So if Neil lies to the Social Security Department, I'm going to fucking nail him. I'm going to nail him anyway. You know? He let him fucking blow up a gas station. That would have been a terrorist attack. Had Neil not lied for them, they would have gotten busted for a domestic terrorist attack. You can't blow up fucking gas stations and not get in trouble for it. I know that comes as a fucking shock. But anyone can look at the Earling, Iowa gas station explosion, the official report, and the KETV report. And I kind of know something about it because they interviewed Neil. They interviewed Dan, who was in the gas station when the first explosion happened. They have him on video saying how he got out of the gas station, then went back in and got his brother-in-law and got them both out before the second explosion blew up the fucking place. But if you go look at that email exchange, you're going to see Neil's argument. It wasn't their job to count explosions. I guess it wasn't their job to check out all of the threats that I was getting from Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. His little deputy, Noah Schilling, thinks that Neil's going to take a bullet for him. You better go check and see what happened to Deputy Donovan. His deputy, Neil's deputy, that they were using to come after me to take my dogs away when I was in Earling. Because whatever they were trying to get him to do, he chose to kill himself a week and a half before that gas station explosion, rather than do what they were asking him to do. So, Schilling, Neil ain't gonna go jump in any fucking front of any buses for you. In fact, if push comes to shove, you can pretty much count he's gonna throw your ass under the bus, especially since you're directly connected in exchanges with Brad Wendt, the dude that's sitting in jail for 60 months for selling military-grade weapons. That's how this shit works. They have a criminal enterprise going on. They murder people, and they get away with it. I'm here because God has me here. That's the only reason why I'm still here. If you ask me why I am still here, it has to be God. It couldn't be anything else. Because God knows they've tried. God knows they've tried to take me out over and over and over and set me up over and over and over. And it fails every time. That has to be God. There's no other explanation for it. But all this shit's coming out. It's all coming out. The child trafficking bullshit is coming out. Sending them the darkness. What they're afraid of the most is their secrets coming to light. So that's what's going to happen. Their secrets are going to come to light. That is what is happening. They wouldn't be on top of me, the likes of which they are. That's why I get emails from that dumbass AK. I haven't listened to you for months. You just go on and on and on about yourself. Talk about someone or something else. That's what they want. But I just keep repeating the same shit over and over and over and over. And it doesn't make any difference, Dougie, what happened to me when I was a kid. I can show enough of what the fuck is happening to me as an adult. You know? I can easily show it. I seem to have control of over all of you. You can't help yourselves, but actually come at me and expose your shit. You can't seem to help yourselves, you know? And all then I have to do is take screenshots. I don't have to do shit. I woke up this morning and Andy Villa was waiting for me on X, you know? The shit was waiting for me. I don't even have to do shit. I just have to sit back and let it come. And it does, all the time. And calling me names isn't really gonna work. I don't have my ego on my sleeve. It's not gonna work. Call me whatever the fuck you want. I living with my fucking monster of a stepmother and my dad, shit. If I could deal with it and get through it as a kid, I sure as fuck can get through it as an adult. And you have nowhere near the emotional effect that my dad had on me. And my stepmother, but she hasn't had an effect on me for years. You murdered Owen. Neil Gross helped protect you. You blew up that gas station. Neil Gross protected you. You broke into my house and stole that laptop. If there had been anything on that laptop, you would have released it already. We wouldn't be talking about Social Security. You would have been releasing it. But there was nothing on that laptop either. I am not a criminal. You ain't gonna find shit on me because I don't do criminal shit. Threatening me to do something or else you're gonna turn me in kind of makes your threats empty because there was nothing there. I haven't threatened you or wanted you to do anything. I'm just fucking exposing your shit. If I knew that you were fucking committing fraud with Social Security, I wouldn't have asked you for shit. I just would have turned your ass in. I certainly wouldn't have tried to extort you. You know? I'm not a good criminal either. It is the saving grace of having post-traumatic stress disorder because I couldn't deal with the stress. I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I don't like adrenaline. The court system does suck, you know? And they're really thinking that they can, you know? Brad went and this whole military grade weapon sales going on. You know, they know that if they take me into court, I'm going to fucking say all of this shit. And people in town are going to go want to know all about it. You know, they're going to want to know about it. And so that's what ended up happening with that protection order. Because when I got that, when they took that I've had 2 protection orders out on me in my life. The first time was with my fucking stepmother. She wanted to stop my book and shut down my blog, and it didn't work. But nothing happened from it after she got it because not only I wasn't willing to engage with her ever. The only reason why I engaged with her the first time is because she came up to me at Nebraska Furniture Mart. And she knew I was never going to get those videotapes because her daughter dates Matt Blumkin. And now Matt Blumkin runs Nebraska Furniture Mart. His family owned it, you know? So she knew I wasn't going to get those. And that was years and years and years and years ago. Years and years and years and years ago. The last one was with those idiots in Algona, Washington. You can go check the shit out in Kent. I didn't realize that Lucian Greaves, old Dougie, lived 23 miles away from me in Tacoma. Every one of those videos that was listed, and there was at least 15. There could have been 16 or 17. There was at least 15. None of them had anything to do with the petitioners. Nothing. Didn't mention a word about the petitioners. They only and solely dealt with Doug Mesner, a.k.a. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, a.k.a. Andy Villa, who was involved when Owen ended up dead, who just corresponded with me on X. He used to go as John Kilrush. Get it? He gets a rush out of killing. He was John Kilrush with his little friend Emily Thorne. Emily Thorne isn't a real name either. I found out it's the title character to a soap opera that's called Revenge. So Emily Thorne wasn't. It was all their little Satanic Temple dickheads. But then he also reached out to me when it was still Twitter as chief handler and begged me to stop. Offered me any amount of money I wanted if I wanted to stop. Have no intention of stopping. This shit's just getting ready to start. It's just now starting. You know, the fun hasn't even begun yet. And so all of this shit is coming out. It's all coming out. And they're on top of me. It probably was not the brightest idea for that idiot Chris in Australia, who is Thomas Schoenberger's friend, along with Johnny Dubb. And now I know Thomas Schoenberger and Andy Villa are together. When it goes down like this, it probably wasn't the best idea for Chris to email me and my sheriff and threaten my dogs. Hurting my dogs would be a felony. And if you think I didn't handle Owen well, I'm sick of this shit. This is the shit that they do before they take him out or kill him. This is the shit they were doing to Tracy Twyman. This is the shit they did to Isaac. This is the shit they do. It's just I fight back and always have. That's why they work so hard to get this station down. They want this channel down because it exposes them and they don't like that. But I really do think that Gabe Hoffman is Thomas Schoenberger's boss. That's what I believe. Gabe Hoffman is high up. High up. You know? Totally enmeshed in all of this bullshit. The open secret documentary dude. You know? High up. It all needs to be looked at. And once you start investigating some of them, you'll find the rest. You'll find out the rest. It won't be that hard. But in town here, it's all about those military grade weapons that are being sold to my sheriff's department by Johnny Dubb, Thomas Schoenberger's friend. They all thought that coming at me and attacking me over and over and over, day after day after day, email after email after email, was going to intimidate me, and didn't realize I was just taking screenshots of all of it and sending it out to everybody. So the shit that I'm saying is easily proved, and a lot of people have already seen the evidence because it's by their own words, their own emails, their own shit. Because they like to parade it around because they think they can't be held accountable. I beg to differ. I think they can be held accountable. More than that, I know they're going to be held accountable. And that's why they're on top of me the way they are. On top of me. But I'm not after going and saving little boys. My focus is right on the fucking child killers themselves, and always have. Always have. My focus was who was doing this shit in Hummel Park. That's always been my focus when it started. Now it's changed. You know? It's still on them, but the players are different. Same fucking game. You know? But you take them out, you end up saving the kids. That's how I look at it. Saving the kids doesn't stop them. So it just means that you saved a kid or two. How many more are going to go through it? That's why my focus has never been on the kids. It has only and solely been on these fucking child traffickers. And now that there is a connection to Brad Wendt and the whole military grade weapon sales there, I can connect it to Johnny Dubb. Fuck, he sends pictures all the time. You know? Lay him out on his bed and take pictures of it like I was going to quake in my shoes. You know? Didn't work that way. Didn't work that way. But they obviously believe that Neil is going to save them. That's why Thomas Schoenberger made it perfectly clear that when he reported me to Social Security, he gave them Neil's phone number. He gave them Neil's contact address. Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross, because Neil wants to shut me up in the worst fucking way. Wants to shut me up. Fucking reported me to the school like I threatened his kids. But again, if you're threatened by scripture, you should rethink your life choices. But what's going to end up happening is this is a small town. Those kids are going to end up growing up with this stigma associated with what a criminal piece of shit their sheriff dad actually is. That's how the dark is going to hurt his kids. And if he wants to blame someone about that, he can look in the fucking mirror. No one's forcing him to do the criminal shit he is. The meth operation down in the trailer park. And who's connected directly to that? His deputy, Noah Schilling. You know? And everyone in town knows it. It's just no one has known what to do. People in town are either involved in it, and there are a lot of people, wealthy people in town, who are involved with this shit. Or there are people who don't have a fucking clue and don't want a target on their back. But what are they going to do? Draw another target on my back? I already have one on my back. What are they going to do? Give me a second one? I don't think so. And I'm supposed to what? Go run and hide? And again, that Chris just sent out emails yesterday to Neil Gross and to me threatening my dog, which, if they hurt my dogs, is a felony. And Neil will know it because Chris sent him, Neil Gross, and we were the only two in the email. He sent it just to the two of us. So my sheriff knows, just like my sheriff knew about all of the death threats and all of the shit that I was going through for 3 years before that fucking Earling, Iowa gas station explosion. For 3 years. I trusted that motherfucker for 3 years. I won't make that mistake again. Won't make that mistake again. But there's a reason why he and Thomas Schoenberger and Chad Butler, his little captain, and their deputy Noah Schilling. Again, if anybody knows where to get a hold of P. Diddy's leftover fucking baby oil, they probably need it for the circle jerk they always have going on. You know? Because they're always jerking each other off. Always. A little criminal enterprise that they don't think anybody can call them out on. I'm going to call them out on it. You know? And I don't know exactly what I'm saying in this video that they can say is crazy. They don't like me exposing their crimes, but it's easy enough to prove what I'm saying. The email that I sent out this morning, I simply just sent 9 screenshots of the shit that's just happened in the last couple days and was able to show what I've said. It's not hard. Fuck, they never leave me alone. They send me shit continuously. At least it's slowed down a little bit, but now it's picked right back up. Because now that I know all about Brad Wendt, oh my God, now they're freaking out about that. And you can easily go find out it was in the papers that he went to jail for 60 months. You know, that's quite a while. Thomas Schoenberger says that I'm against law enforcement. I'm not against law enforcement. I'm against fucking cops who are working with the fucking criminals. That's what I'm against. I'm against cops fucking involved with the meth operation. That's what that's what I have a problem with. I have a problem when the cops lie about domestic terrorist attacks like he did the Earling, Iowa gas station explosion. I have a problem when the fucking cops are helping them murder my friends like they did Owen. And again, you can go read the email exchange between Neil and I, who says, oh, that little he was bitching about a picture that was not part of anything, and the account wasn't Andy Villas. and just totally dismissed the fact that Daniel Dowd had posted all those live YouTube videos at around the same time as Owen, you know? Around the same time as Owen. So what the fuck was he doing in my town? You know? There's only one explanation for it. It's not like Harlan is a tourist attraction. It's not that fucking hard. And I don't have the background these idiots have. I don't have mugshots. I'm not a convicted felon. You can't find pictures of me pulling my dick and balls out for the whole population to see. You know? You don't see me doing any of that. But you do them. Thank you, Heather. I'm just not letting it go. God doesn't want me to let it go. You know? And that's why God has me here. That's why God is protected, because heaven knows I won't stop. I won't stop, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to stop. It needs to be exposed. I'm simply doing what is right. We are not to run from evil. We are not to be complacent with evil. We are to take a stand against it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm not going to stop. And they can call me all the names they want. They can tell me how stupid they think I am and how awful my clothing is and just the pettiest bullshit. You know, I may not be building any rockets into space, but I ain't fucking stupid, you know? As far as I'm concerned, I'm smart enough to deal with this, you know? And again, someone asked me who I thought was above Thomas Schoenberger. Gabe Hoffman. Gabe Hoffman is a key player in all of this. He needs to be investigated. There's a reason why he did that open secret documentary and then threatened to sue the victims that were in that documentary because they came out against his bullshit. You know? Because that's the shit they like to do. They like to get protection orders. They like to manipulate the legal system. They like to do whatever the fuck they can. And they're criminals. They're obviously not bright. Thomas Schoenberger is a fucking convicted felon. How bright can you fucking be? You know? Not bright enough to stay. He says he didn't go to jail. I just don't see how he got convicted of a felony and didn't go to jail. I've never heard of such a fucking thing. But I've never been convicted of a felon. I've never been really convicted of anything. You know? They can say years and years and years and years and years ago, 25 years ago when I got busted in the park because that cop, I didn't get convicted of anything. I just fucking pled guilty. I did what the public defender said I wasn't going to win. Because they were doing this shit to everyone in the parks. The reason why they stopped is because there were men that they were catching that were committing suicide because they were outing them to everybody. Because it was an anti-gay thing. Wow. Nebraska being anti-gay. Imagine that, you know? But it was only in the parks because it was in the Hollywood bar that they were filming the snuff films. Sam Soda worked at the Stage Door. He was instrumental and heavily involved in the Johnny Gosch case. The Max is where they were just letting Tank, the doorman, was connecting with all these kids and letting them in. And they were watching the snuff films as movie nights at the Max, you know? The Run that opened their doors after 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and all that went in there were underage kids. That's all the Run had at that time, you know, was underage kids. It was all set. I do have a voice, Heather. And Joe Blow wouldn't be in here fucking as an anonymous account trying to say, because what he does is he just discredits everything. That's what they do. Oh, no one's listening to him. Everybody who listens to me in here is crazy. Their criminal asses are the only ones to listen to as their little anonymous accounts, you know, as anonymous accounts. And I know a lot of people are fucking listening to me. A lot of important people. They wouldn't be on top of me the way they are if that wasn't the case. If I was a nothing burger like they tell everybody that I am, you don't rule now. You don't rule now. You guys are at each other's throats. You know, this Nazi bullshit didn't take over, and what your shit has done is brought thousands of people out onto the streets protesting you. Thousands. Because like I said, we're not headed for a civil war. We're headed for a revolution. And in the revolution, they're going to come to your homes and do to you what they did to the other fucking Nazis like Mussolini. But none of you even read a book, so you don't know history, you don't read. You know? Fucking dumbasses. Fucking dumbasses. These chaos agents, yes, are pathetic. You know? They wouldn't be in here if they believed their shit. That's just it. They wouldn't be in here if they believed their shit. But they're in here trying to actually, I don't know if they're trying to convince me. Oh, dude, that's probably not. You're threatening people in here. Eat lead sheep. That's what Joe Blow just wrote. Eat lead sheep. He's threatening to shoot people. Again, domestic terrorism. And they'll just do whatever the fuck they want. They think they're protected. But they're not so sure because they wouldn't be in here if they didn't. You know? They wouldn't be in here. I already got a screenshot of you, so now I can just hide you. As it is, it's 47 minutes. I'm going to actually pray, because I like to pray in here. And I'm going to get off here. It's supposed to be almost 70 degrees today. I can't wait. You know? I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing day. The snow is going to all go away. And life is good. Their shit is coming out, no matter what the fuck they do to me. You know, because it's not about me. It's about God, and it's about the word, and it's about what's right. I'm just a player in this. I'm a servant. And that's, I am just a servant. And so it's not about me at all. It's, you know, I'm just doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. You know, we're all in play. I can't, your path is. I just know that it better have the word. Fill your hearts with love. Take a stand. Those who try to save their lives will lose it. Those who take a stand for what's right will find life everlasting. And it's hard, and it's difficult, and it sucks. It's not fair. There's just so much involved with it, but it is the best thing you can do for yourself. You know? Aspire to inspire. You know? With that, I'm going to pray. Heaven, we come to you as your children. I come to you. Let my words be heard. Let those who have the authority hear what I'm saying and at least look into it and investigate it. My suggestion is, you want to start someplace, Call Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. See what he has to say. Take everything he says with a grain of salt and check it out. You know, chances are he can't help witness. He's a criminal. He'll do whatever criminal. They don't know anything else. And the time for justice is here. I ask that you help because children deserve better. You say that it is better to tie a millstone around your neck and drown yourself in the ocean than hurt a child. So all I ask is that you help this group out. Tie the millstones around their necks and push them in the ocean. Send the angels, send their victims, whatever you feel is the best. Deal with them. Come down and do it yourself. You know, that would be awesome. We are grateful that you sent your son, our brother, Jesus Christ, to teach us the word. The fact that Chris compared Thomas Schoenberger to Jesus Christ in those emails yesterday about made me vomit. About made me vomit. They are blasphemous. And they are an abomination unto heaven. And I just ask that you deal with them accordingly. The fact that they compared that idiot Australian dude told me that I would fall at his feet. The very thought is just anyway. I'm sorry. We're grateful for your son, our brother, for teaching us. And we say things lovingly and gratefully. Help us to aspire to inspire. And we say these things in your son's name. Amen. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, dude, I don't blame. I'm holding you guys responsible. Daniel. I'm focusing on you, dude. One, Daniel, who actually came into town and murdered Owen. And you were stupid enough to brag about it. Post all those videos. You're working with Thomas Schoenberger. You are a piece of shit. You're the one who put Isaac Cappy's dead-ass body on that bridge along with Corey Daniel. And people know it. You went for 4 years saying you were nowhere near, and now you want to be heralded as a hero, and you have a problem that people aren't just buying into your stupid bullshit. You know? It's just sad. It's sad. And the fact that you think that you are so, that you could dupe people is just sad. 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 You know? But with that said, you know? No, dude, you're on all of those things with those kids. You don't tell the truth. And you are targeting kids hanging out with all of that stuff. You know? Poor little Daniel. I'm not the one who has a mugshot for fucking someone under the age of 12. That would be you. That would be you. No, that would be you. I wasn't involved with Isaac Cappy's death. That would be you. And you want to come in here and bitch, I don't give a shit what you guys have to say. See, I'm not obsessed with you guys. I don't give a fuck what lies you have to tell. Like I give a shit. I don't give a shit what you have to say, because the story changes. And who has 6 to fucking 8 hours to listen to you guys drone on and on? Because you fucking marathon things. Nobody has that much time. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. And the fact that there's a child in the house with you is just scared. You know? No, I bet you do. And you obsess with me all the time. You obsess with me all the time. But you're in league with Thomas Schoenberger. You are. The whole Sewer Town Club is involved. You know? Uh-huh. Just like you were a great role model for the person under the age of 12 that you were fucking in Houston. You know? I'm done with this because I am not going to argue with Daniel. It'll just irritate the shit out of me. I'm not the one who has a mugshot for fucking someone under the age of 12. That would be Daniel Dowd. Right there. That would be Daniel Dowd. I'm not the one obsessing over and following Daniel Dowd everywhere. In fact, he bitches about it because I won't watch his shit. I'm not the one who sends him text messages after text messages after text messages. I haven't been accused of shit, dude. Oh, by Thomas Schoenberger and by your group. Do I have a mugshot? No. Do you? Yeah. You know? Go on. All the kids that you do with all those platforms. Fucking trafficking, drugs, guns. You're right. You know? Like I give a fuck. And what happened when I was 40, 8 years ago? Because I'm now 58, will be 59 here, you know? But it just shows. Thank you for showing. That helps out a lot. My stepmother. And my sister Kathy. Because she was the one who told me that you're in Joplin, Missouri. You're not in Arizona. You told her Missouri. She sent me fucking screenshots that I sent to the police. You know? That was you. That was you. You can't trust Kathy. She'll throw you under the bus. You're just a little pathetic little... Oh, Neil's not laughing, dude. Neil's not laughing. But because, again, they're working in league with my sheriff. The dude who has a mugshot for fucking someone under the age of 12 is working directly hand in hand with my sheriff and just fucking bragged about it. You know? They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. And obviously they're concerned about it because here they are. You know? Here they are. With that said, I'm at an hour, and so I'm done. Peace out, everyone.